Hey there guys, this is Ignite with Fire and welcome back to another episode of my Skylanders Giants Let's Play for the 3DS. This is episode number 2, so in this episode we are going to continue into the Tiki Islands with the two characters I chose out for this level, known as Chill and Scarlet Ninjini. So, why did I choose these two? Well, I chose Chill because we have a water gate coming up, and I chose Scarlet and Genie because we have a magic elemental area coming up, and of course I need a giant to access those giant areas. And I chose Scarlet and Genie over regular and Genie because I feel like the colours of Scarlet and Genie match more of the tone of the level. So like the red looks really good with the lush green like environment and the stone pillars and stuff. And so I basically chose colour scheme. I basically let the colour scheme for two characters to decide which one I wanted to choose, and Scarlet and Genie was the one who won over the regular and Genie, but I do own them both, and regular and Genie will be featured in a later episode obviously, but for now I'm just going to keep with Scarlet and Genie. And right to the right here, we have a hat right off the bat. And as for our objectives, I did forget to mention them, so I apologise about that. We need to collect 250 coins. We have our water and magic elemental area. We have a giant area. And we have 8 enemies to defeat. So let's get right into it, shall we? Nice and simple challenges this time round. They were simple before, you know. The challenges in this game are much more simpler than the ones in the previous games, from what I can remember from playing this game before now. But like I said, I'd never fully 100%ed this. In fact, I never even finished the game to any percent before. But that's just because, you know, I played it rarely, only when I saw my friend and all that. But either way, we're going to head right into this Tiki head right here, and do some awesome platforming to go alongside it. Because, you know, everyone loves platforming. And if you don't, what's wrong with you? I'm kidding. Even though it was pretty obvious that I was kidding, but just for those who couldn't tell I was kidding, I was kidding. And Ninjini here, I was trying to say Chill here is extremely awesome in this game, just like she is in console version. In the console version, she was easily one of the biggest surprises for me, because I did not see myself liking her as much as I did in the console version. So yeah, like I said, a huge surprise on console version, and I'm not moaning about it because, like I said, it was awesome to have such a character that I was not looking forward to, one of my most favourite characters of all time at this point. So many things Chill is. Surprising is one of them, and disappointing she is not. Even though there weren't really much to disappoint me, so that's why instead of feeling disappointment, I felt surprised, because like I said, she was surprisingly good to me. And actually, that's the same for both versions of these games. Like, I weren't expecting her to be this good in the console version as well, but what I've played of her so far, she's actually really awesome in here as well. Like, as you can see, she took out that enemy without even trying. And we also have some treasure chests over here, which can help us collect our treasure much easier. And we have another one over here as well. And we even got a rush for it, which made our coins worth a whole lot more in terms of value. Either way, we've got some basic platforming here and some combat skills to unleash on our enemies. Okay, there's another heavy enemy defeated by the might of Chill over here. And there's also another area down here to explore, containing none other than a magical hat. So yes, this area is the optional area. It's the area to your right, which is the right way to go. I've noticed that this level seems to really like you taking the right path. And I mean that both literally and as a joke. Because, you know, right is the right way and all. So I'm pretty sure you guys got that little joke I was making for you there. Even though it was lame. But just because you got it doesn't make it, you know, a good joke. Which most of the time, jokes people actually get aren't actually that funny. It's jokes that people don't get at first, and then they don't laugh at them if the person actually tells them what they mean by it, and then they're like, oh, that is funny. Either way, let's swap to Ninjini here, even though she is not the fastest of the giants. Definitely not. But Funpack is even worse. I remember Funpack being incredibly slow and dull to play with in this game. But Ninjini, she's alright. I think her moveset is the same as in the console version. Like, her swords are the same, so let's check her X attack. She does indeed turn into a bottle. The only difference is that in this one, she is incredibly slow. But that's because, you know, the hardware and the 3DS is not as good as the one in the console version, so they had to make her, like, speed a whole lot slower to compensate for the transformation, which really pushes the 3DS to its limits. Or at least it did at the time. Because, you know, over time technology gets better and it grows and all that. Okay, so let's be destroying more crates right here to earn more coins from that. Coins make me feel rich in this game. Radiance just made me feel... Radiance makes you feel powerful, whereas coins make you feel rich. So it depends what you prefer. Do you prefer being powerful, or do you prefer being rich? Me, I'd rather be the most powerful man alive rather than the most rich man alive. But I'd also like to be nice about it, so it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm the most powerful man alive, but I use my power for good, you know, stuff like that. And I'd probably do the same as well if I was the richest man, like use my money for good as well. Like, I wouldn't be greedy about it. I mean, like, if you have all the money in the world, why do you need to be greedy about it? Why do you need more? Like, seriously, give it to people who need it more than you do, because when you have the most money in the world, you virtually don't need it. Because there are some things that money cannot buy. But for the most part, there is a lot of stuff that money can buy, but still, there are those few things that money can't. And my whole collection is one of them, because, yes, while my collection, I could make a lot of money for it, it don't mean I'm going to sell my Skylanders collection, because it is too precious to me. So if I was to sell it, I would want a very, very good price for it. But like I said, I'm not going to sell it. Either way, let's get killing these guys right here. Even though we don't need to kill them anymore, because we already defeated our 8 heavy enemies. But what we do need to worry about is the magic gate, which is hidden right over here. And the coins as well. But for coins, we're only 12 away, which we can probably get from these treasure chests here. Which Ninjini can also break automatically just by walking over them, just like every other giant, despite the fact that she is probably the lightest one, especially since she practically sits on a cloud of air because of her, like, swashbuckling tail and all that. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to bother with these enemies right now. A, because I can't be bothered, and B, because I don't have to. But these guys I'm going to deal with, because these guys can get taken out nice and quickly here. I just realised this is going to be a very, very short episode here, guys, but I am going to keep it nice and well structured. So basically, like 1 level per video, even though that's going to make them a whole lot more shorter than the Sparrow's Adventure ones. But hey, who cares? I mean, like, shorter means they can also be more fast-paced as well, so that's a good thing. But either way, let's enter into this area now that is made available to us via us defeating all of the enemies in so-called area. So this is a Tiki we need to talk to, so talking to him we'll be doing. Shh, shh. Huh? What? Oh, Skylanders. Long has it been since your kind came to our island. Thank you for dealing with those pirates. The Chest of Exile. Never heard of it. Some Archeans came here once long ago. They hid something in the jungle. Perhaps this is what you seek? Take me with you, and I will guide you to the area. But first I must ask a favour of you. Being a head with no feet is a lonely existence. Yeah, I can't read big words like that, but either way, which is why the people of this place created an idol to keep me company. But now the pirates have stolen my friend. If you can find the lost idol and return it to me, I shall guide you to the hidden Archean treasure. So, do you guys think I would make a good voice actor for this game? Voice your opinions in the comment section below. I think what I'll do is, instead of, like, reading dialogue and the most boring voice ever, I think I'll try and, like, liven it up a bit and be, like, as natural with the voiceovers as possible, so then you guys feel like I'm an actual voice actor for the game. So that's just going to help, like, spice up the level and make it, you know, more awesome in a sense of the word. Either way, we got some hats here. We got the birthday hat before this. We also got the anvil hat right now. And opening up right there, we got the Barrett. And we also got the bone hat from the From the console version, that hat is available in the Earthgate of Chapter 16, Cadaverous Crypt. I actually struggled to pronounce the name of the level on that one, because it's very controversial, one would say. Some people say Cadaverous, some people say Cadaverous. It's a weird one. It's a weird one to say nonetheless. But either way, we're going to return to Flintship, and at Flintship, I'm going to swap out Ninjini for another character. So I will, of course, see you in a second after that's all done here. So yep, see you after the new character is summoned in. As for who I swapped Ninjini out for, I swapped her out for Double Trouble, because I feel like Double Trouble here really suits the level as well, because he technically is a Tiki, and we are going to a Tiki level. So we're going to get back into the level here, and we are going to try and complete the time challenge. So hopefully we can be successful in task here. We have 3.5 minutes, so I think we can do it just fine. I think that's more than enough time. Especially with these two characters, because Series 2 Double Trouble gets extremely overpowered, especially when it comes to his WoW power ability. Because his WoW power ability like splits up his beam, and this split up beam is like great for crowd control and just makes him extremely overpowered in general. I mean, like, look at that. Look at how many enemies take damage so quickly from that. It's just so good, honestly. Either way, we're going to swap to Chill here because she has a faster dash ability and takes out enemies faster than Double Trouble. Despite the fact that Double Trouble is an awesome character, like I previously just said. Either way, we've got some more ledges to jump over and hope to not fall down. So how about we do that, and like I said, remain hopeful that I do not fall down, because that would be a failure, and a failure I do not want to endure. So we have some more jumping to do, but I have no problem with that, because platforming is my favourite genre, right beside beat-em-ups. Man, I love beat-em-ups. Because this version of the game is more like a platformer, and then the console versions of the game are more like beat-em-ups. So those two like satisfy my two favourite genres. So the mix of these two together definitely do make for the best video game franchise ever, especially in my personal opinion. Because if you guys could not tell by now, Skylanders is my most favourite video game franchise of all time. Which would be very hard to tell. I mean, like, not like my whole channel is dedicated to Skylanders or anything. But we have some chompies to take out right here, so taking them out, what we're doing, swap back to Double Trouble, you know, give him the screen time he deserves, because most likely this is the last time I will actually use him. Because, you know, there's so many characters to get through. That is unless I get Royal Double Trouble before the Let's Play is over. If I get Royal Double Trouble before the Let's Play is over, I will most certainly want to show him off. But that case is extremely unlikely, because Royal Double Trouble, to get him I will have to fork up 30 quid, and that is 30 quid that I do not have. So I will not be getting him for a while. He'll probably be the last one I need from the whole series, because at the moment, like I mentioned in my previous episode, I believe, I'm only missing 3 characters, and they are by the names Polar Whirlwind, Royal Double Trouble, and Lightcore Chill. That's because Lightcore Chill is extremely rare in Europe for some reason. I mean, I know she's much easier to find elsewhere, but in Europe, however, not so much. Just like Series 2 Drobot, actually. Series 2 Drobot never even released in Europe. But there are characters that were much more easy to find in Europe than what they were in America, like Bash and Thrillipede, for example. Series 2 Bash in Europe was so easy to find, whereas in America, he was so tough to get your hands on. And with Thrillipede, I see Thrillipede everywhere. I still see Thrillipede in stores, but in America, he's extremely hard to get your hands on. But either way, we have reached it to the Tiki Head and still have 2.5 minutes remaining, so I told you guys this would be a breeze. So here's the mission completed, and that means that the video itself is also starting to come to an end. But as they all say, great things must come to an end, but the Let's Play itself hasn't finished yet, so you guys got lots more exciting things to come. Either way, that is all of our experience added to our characters, even though experience doesn't really matter, because my characters are already leveled up, as you guys could tell. But either way, with all that said and done, right after this loading screen, I am of course going to have to end off the level, not the level, the episode. I was about to say end of the level, we already did that, so we don't need to do it again, but ending off the video, however, that is still yet to come up. But either way, with all that said and done, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.